Hear that in the background, did you? I don't think I'm supposed to. Yes, I do. But hello, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in this afternoon with me. We are going live just for a little while in the station. Life got to life in a little bit earlier, so I apologize for not being here this afternoon like I normally start off the day with you guys on my Thursday. I hope everybody has been having a great day. Yeah, I look a little bit different today. Today it's kind of hot outside and it's been hot for the week here. Let me see. Let me invite a few people to join us for this live right now. But today we are going to focus on a few things that are going on in the community this weekend. I know this is the last weekend of the summer. And how many people have like any kind of plans or whatever going on this weekend? I'm hopeful everybody is out enjoying the weather today. I know it's Thursday, but a lot of people are getting their weekend started, right? Early. Let's see. Andre's in the studio with me today. We were on our way over here having a little bit of discussions about reputations and people building up their character out here in the world. And it has been quite the scenario. Having a good reputation. When Bree gets on the line, I'll bring her on again and we can have like our open forum discussion a little bit. But I'm hopeful that everybody has been having a good afternoon, like I said earlier. And I apologize for running a little bit behind today, but you know, we're here. Andre, you got anything you want to say? Any specialness today? You want to give a little shout out?
No, I don't have anything to say today.
Don't have anything to say today? This is amazing. Like, listen, there is so much going on in the world right now. And we're talking about all the different things and events that are going on through the community. I know this weekend is the Blues Festival over in Peoria. We were talking about maybe taking a trip over there, looking at some things over there, trying to enjoy ourselves. Mr. Six, I hadn't heard if you had anything going on today or not, or this weekend, or maybe even later on tonight. But we will find out. We definitely will. And we got Leah over there in the corner. Leah, you want to say anything to the fans, to the family, to the people that are watching? You want to say anything, Leah? Hello, she sends her love to all. Bree, when you online, let me know. Let me know. Let's see. Yeah, so like I said earlier today, we were having this discussion about having, different scenarios going on within this community. It's been a lot of, back and forth, about people being a reputable persons of interest out here in this community. And I'm hopeful that, as a community, that we can have a growth span of just learning how to navigate and work with one another. That's our biggest option. And that's our biggest obstacle most of the time. Most of the time is learning how to build community and network within, each other. And just being able to be there and be supportive with each other and not necessarily going into some dialogue where, it's a bad situation or it's bad, that you can work with people because everybody deserves, to have that support, to have somebody back them. And a lot of times, like, me and Andre were just talking about, like, not having the support of your own, sometimes your own family, your own friends that aren't there to, physically support you in a lot of events or a lot of different things that you do within this world. But, having your community be there as a support for you is essential. I was talking to a few of my friends and they're from different countries and they were talking about not having family here, and having that is like a struggle for them because like a lot of their interpretation or a lot of the things that they would normally get assistance and help with as far as their family is concerned, Now they have to formulate an entirely new family. And I'm like, well, who's your support system? And so, this conversation goes into community. Like, who do you network with? Who do you formulate with and make your own community, right? A lot of times they don't have that. So, a lot of times you can get taken advantage of just because somebody knows a little bit more than you, or somebody, has better insight on a lot of different things other than yourself. But the whole goal is to feel like you're making community with the people that you surround yourself with. So, like I said, I was talking to a few of my friends, and they're not from this country, so to speak. And they've immigrated from a lot of different locations, and building that network of people is kind of hard. And sometimes they get taken advantage of. And so, even within ourselves, if you haven't really been born into a place and you migrated here, so to speak, into Champaign County, who is your community, and who do you network with, and who do you build your resources out of or from around the city? Because there are a lot of places that you can build up. So, and have that sense of family and resource and network around this community, which is really huge. There's a lot of people out here that are willing to be supportive and to assist you in any kind of area that you want to go into. So just having that network and having that background and having that, pillow of comfort with different people is essential, especially out here, And the children, I'm sure, experience and have that same type of situation where they wonder to themselves also, who's my network, who's my support system. So, we were just talking about that a little bit earlier. And like I said, I got reached out to by, a few of my friends who were like, just trying to figure out life. I don't care how old you get. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're just at that place and that point where you're just trying to figure out life. You're just trying to go with things as they appear and navigate. I had a conversation with somebody online about a post that I had made. And, I was talking about like life experiences. A lot of the social networking that we see right now is so very different, because a lot of these people that are on social networks and online, like they're living their life out online. So like most of it is, if their heart is broken, they get their heart broken online, and it's for everybody to see. If they go through a death, they go through it online. Like everything is put up online right now. So in saying that, it's like they experience so many different things that happen within a short amount of time. And you're like, how can you process all of these different things? Because like I was telling somebody, it took me 47 years to learn how to trust the Lord. It took me 47 years to understand that, what, even though I go through a lot of struggles, I developing that relationship with God takes time. So then as a person that goes through, a lot in a short span of time, like how do they process when you haven't even had the time to build up anything yet for yourself? Like the foundation, it spans time, right? So you can't just go through a situation, not understand, okay, next thing, I'm going through this travesty. I'm going through this, trial, the next few months. Everything happens in such a short amount of time for a lot of people online. As we're looking and seeing them, you're thinking to yourself, like, what is happening? And then who do they trust from there? And then how do you trust in the Lord to even go it a little bit further, right? I was talking to somebody else the other day about like relationships that you build on your job. And, I explained to them, like, I think I've worked at least, a lot of people know me from at least one of the jobs I've worked in Champaign County. I have worked at least 15, maybe 18 jobs. 15 to 18 jobs in Champaign County alone. So a lot of people, a lot of my network, a lot of the relationships that I've built came from working at these different jobs. It was a homeless guy on the corner right now. And I'm like looking at him because I'm like, I could have swore he said Miss Light, because if you know anything about me, homeless services and different things like that, in that capacity that I served in, I know so many people out there, and it sometimes like just ride past, the Stride Shelter on the way in. I'm just like, it amazes me. You know what I'm saying? So that we're still battling this battle. But like I said, a lot of people know me from the amount of time that I've spent at various job locations throughout this community, which has been, like I said, about 15 to 18 jobs. And I've built a lot of relationships with people through these different jobs. So, from going to that place, how do you navigate the relationships that you've formulated from the people that you've worked with? It is difficult to go from one place. And like I was explaining to this person that I was talking to, it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to face some type of obstacle. It doesn't matter where you go. You can work 1 to 2 to 3 jobs. I don't care. You can be at a job 29 years. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You're going to face something. So, and it's just a sheer fact of this is how it's going to play out. We don't get around that. You don't get away from that. You're not going to escape that. You got new people coming in all the time. And so it's like, how do you navigate, a lot of those different things? And like I said, your support system, the support system that we have out here in this community, and how we navigate a support system within our own circles is huge. Where your trust is, who do you trust in? Who can you call and rely on for support is huge. And until you build that community for yourself, it's hard to mitigate and navigate life. It is. Andre?
Oh, yeah, it is. This is definitely is. I've worked at a job the last 4 or 5 years. Last 4 or 5 years at this job, and when we got let go, like 5 or 6 blacks got let go first. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I worked this job in Indiana for 4 or 5 years, and all the blacks got let go at one time.
Mm.
And then, I was the longest person there at the job. So,
how long?
6 years.
Wow.
And there was nobody had more time.
So what did they do after they let you go? Did they give y'all any supportive services? Who can you reach out to? Who can you?
They gave us nothing. They just gave us our slip. They said go down to the unemployment office, and that's what we did.
That is crazy. Because right now, even in our community here, people are losing their jobs left and right. And what supportive services are set up in a industry? If you're in a factory, if you're in a service section of where, how would that even go? Do they even have those supportive services really set up for you to go to the next thing or receive some type of assistance? That's crazy to me how that can be played out, especially when you're rendering a service for that particular community that you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me how they wouldn't feel like we should set this up before we terminate.
Took us in one by one.
One by one.
One by one.
Oh my gosh. So it was that's sad. That's sad. Yeah. That is sad because it's if you spent 6 or 7 or 12 years there, right? Then what are you supposed to do next? They didn't offer you any chamber of staying in a different area, a different field, no educational stance. We're not gonna assist you with your Okay, that's sad. That is truly sad. And you know what? We see it all the time, though. The way that the world is changing right now, it's you either try to fit yourself into a mold where you can be multifaceted. But even with that being said, you have to take time to navigate and mitigate those changes, because if you work all day at a factory or if you work all day, then when are you supposed to go to school? And how do you go to school? Do you go to school online? What if you can't go to school online? You need those in-person classes and training. And, you know, like I said, from being a person that worked in this community, like I said, for about 18 years now, 17 years, because Leah will be 18 this year. I'm telling you, I was never given an opportunity to go back to college. Never. That was never on the top of the list for most places. No, I never was. So I'm like, the struggle right now. I just was listening to the news report this morning saying that right now parenting is extremely, it's a epidemic, that parents are really going through a hard time and a difficult time raising their children right now, and the stress of raising their children right now. And I'm thinking back to myself as a parent of 4 children. I mean, it was always stressful, and it should have been an epidemic back in the day of raising kids.
They have no control over them.
Oh my gosh, they don't have no control now. Like, this is a very different, it's very different, you know. And like I said, the views here are my and whomever is on with me's opinion, but a lot of discipline, that whole thing that mitigated and they vacated discipline or disciplinary actions. And I'm not saying paddling children and everything like that was right, but repercussions for what you did wrong. Now, this is a different kind of a generation where, you know what, they don't want to tell kids now that they lost. Why not? Why not? Because some things you need to know that it's okay to lose and to start over. If you always think you won, you always think that, you know what, I succeeded. I succeeded in this area. No, you didn't. No, you did not.
You got to go by yourself and you don't know what to do.
Right. And so now you got a bunch of kids out here who think they're top tier, right? Yeah. They think they're top tier and I can pretty much just do whatever. But you have no real understanding of what you must do in order to make it, you know? And if you've never been through a struggle, or you never make your children go through struggle, you know, and make them experience like real times when they go out here in the world, it's a different shark out there, you know? And I can only speak for myself and me raising my children. Andre can speak for himself and him raising his children. You know what I mean? But we've all, you know, listen, I've been parenting almost 32 years, so I think I got a little skin in the game. I think I got a little bit, right? And I'm telling you, nieces and nephews, where the house will be full with children. And I don't have bad relationships with any of my nieces and nephews and the children that I helped raise. And most of them are online right now. So, you know, I think I did pretty well. I think I'm a person that they can depend on. But I also made them know, like, listen, you're going to go through difficulties. You're going to go through difficult times. You're going to struggle. You know, and not even struggle with, most people think it's just a financial struggle that we're talking about, but that's not a financial struggle that we're talking about. We're just talking about navigating life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, life is, you know what, it's worth it, but it is something different, you know.
You don't get a wake-up call.
No. And unfortunately, we're living in a time where, you know, you don't get but one time. You don't get a 2 strikes. You know, either you did it the right way the first time, or you don't get that second chance, because a lot of things are happening to where, you know, people aren't having real conversations. I truly do not believe that they having real conversations with their children and their loved ones, because you would definitely tell them, like, listen, I'm here to tell you, friend, that, you know what, you got to do something different, or you got to change, or you got to, you know what I'm saying? All these different components that are out here, you know, we got to come to some kind of understanding that it takes a little time. You know, it takes a little time. It takes a little time to grow. And, being a parent, like I said, it takes a little time to teach, but you also have to be willing to be, like I said, part of a community of people that are willing to come together to help teach the children and teach our next generation. I don't remember any times now where I'm seeing like active grandparents, and I'm talking about grandparents or great grandmas that are like in their 70s and 80s, right? That are really talking to children one-on-one anymore. I don't see those relationships with them anymore. Like that part of our world is just gone, and I don't know if we're just like forgetting them or just casting them to the side and not thinking that anything that they say is useful or resourceful. But I know for sure that it is. We're living in something different now, guys. You know what I'm saying? So I just think about what can we do better as a people, as a unit, to be some type of change. Miss Marilyn, she can come on in. You know what? But Miss Marilyn, she's out there, and she's a great lady that everybody needs to be introduced to. I know that she has a show that she has on the radio, but we were talking a little bit earlier about our grandmothers who need to be a part of our children's lives. And, she is a phenomenal lady that I believe has a lot of wisdom and has a lot of insight into teaching the next generation of children that are out here in the community, the insight that she can offer. Because like I said, nothing is by chance. I believe that we all have the capability and ability to sometime be impactful to this community and to the younger generation, like I said. So with that being said, Miss Marilyn, you want to get on? We were just talking about the older generation being a teacher to our young people right now. And you know what? I just, as you walked up, I'm like, really? But that was perfect timing, Miss Marilyn, because you know what? I said they need that. Yeah. And right now you don't see a lot of
grandmothers and grandfathers.
No.
There are no more old grandmothers and grandfathers.
There you go, Miss Marilyn. It's all you. I love having the conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry about last week, girl. I get
it's all right, Miss Marilyn.
I'm getting old.
It's all right.
I have to keep paper in front of me in my kitchen.
It's all right. It's all right, because it's the reality.
Yeah, it is.
And we're supposed to be helpers one to another.
Right.
So if I had known that, if I had really even been thinking it that day, I was just like, maybe Miss Marilyn, maybe you just at home resting. So
I'm not tired.
I was like, maybe you just at home resting.
I can't get tired now, girl.
Right. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you.
What that song said, something about I ain't tired yet.
I ain't tired yet,
Right.
We already know that's the oldie but a goodie.
That's right.
It is, Miss Marilyn. But I was just talking to the community right now and just expressing the need.
Right.
To have some older person, man, female, I don't really care who it is, but them be the teachers of our next generation of children, because the struggle is real.
Yes.
And then if they never hear anything, they don't think anything is wrong.
Right.
So they'll continue to go on. And somebody was like debating back and forth with me online about we don't need to talk about the past. We
do need to talk about the past, because that makes our future.
Miss Mel, yes it does.
It makes our future. If we don't have the past to remind us, then we're going to continue to make the same mistakes
over and over.
And we are doing that.
And we are doing that.
Because a lot of us do not want to talk about the past.
No.
That is our legacy.
Yes, it is.
You mean you don't want to talk about your legacy?
No.
You don't want to learn about what happened in the past. We need to keep
We
that
need
alive.
that. We need that. And this push of this 2025 agenda and how this agenda will take a lot of those different things away from us.
Right.
You know, being able to have those different things. Like every school session that we were in, all the time, it was always talking to us about slavery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the only thing that they ever talked about. And they only talked about it at specific times of year.
Right, and then
You
they
know.
put them up like Christmas decorations.
Mhm.
And then when Christmas come around
Mhm,
again,
mhm.
they pull them out.
Mhm.
That's just like Black
Mhm,
History.
mhm.
It's like Christmas decoration, Easter decorations,
Right.
Valentine decoration. But we don't have decorations for history.
No, we don't.
We don't pull those
No,
out
no.
until Black History.
I know.
We don't really talk about Martin Luther King until it's his birthday.
Right.
I mean, we need to keep those things alive.
And
like
active.
I said, a lot of people might not agree with me, but that's okay.
That's right.
I believe that.
Right, right.
And
We
I'm
believe
try-
that.
We believe
We
that.
believe
and
that.
I'm trying to do that.
Right, right.
You know, I stopped doing Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped decorating for Christmas.
Mhm,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that important
No, it's not.
because it's not always the truth.
Mm-mm.
But the truth is Martin Luther King.
Right.
Black history is
Right.
the truth.
Right.
Slavery is the truth.
Right.
Freedom is the
Right.
truth. Lift every voice and sing is the
It's
truth.
the truth. Yes, it is.
Girl, don't get me
I'm
started.
telling you, we didn't have them conversations. You know, we sat online. I don't know how long we was on the phone one day.
Right.
But
right.
I just love to hear you talk because everything that you're saying is the push for the agenda. It needs to be the push for the agenda for us to be in a different kind of space where we can really handle the truth.
I really appreciate you saying that
Mhm.
because, like I said, I'm a little fish in a big pond,
Listen.
but I'm trying to make a big splash.
That's right. That's right. That's what it is right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But your mentality is the big fish. You know what I mean? You can conquer everything that you put your mind to. And, you know, our listening audience, the people that we engage with, this is what our formulation is to try to do, to spotlight the needs and the necessity of you in this community. Because we need your generation, you know. And I don't think a lot of people even go to that. You know, I don't, you know, it used to be a time period when we would sit down on Saturday afternoons with my mother, and my mother would teach us the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
We had lesson that we had to learn before Sunday.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and that Sunday lesson, even though it wasn't a big thing, but in our house it was biblical and it was law.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so we would go through the week and you would contemplate, or she would give you a little bit on Wednesday, and you know a little bit on Wednesday, I'm gonna take this to Sunday, right? But we don't even get the little bit
Now,
now.
because there's no teachers.
No, there is not.
You know, like the kids are going, they miss that
Mm-hmm.
that laying on your grandmother's
Yes.
lap,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know, and she's holding you.
Yes.
I
Oh
miss,
my
you know,
gosh.
how we used to have those green beans. We used to snap them.
Snap peas.
You know.
They don't shuck no peas no more.
No.
This that generation.
Generation.
No.
And my kids say, well, Mama, that is not like your generation.
Mm.
But why
Mhm,
don't
mhm,
we have
mhm.
some kind
Mhm.
of remembrance
Right.
of that?
Right. Right.
Right. We don't,
Appreciate work.
we just put that aside.
Right. Right.
We're so content in this little communication machinery
Mhm.
that is in our hands.
Mhm,
We
mhm.
don't really see the world around
You
us.
don't experience
We
life.
see on that little machine
Mhm.
what life is about.
Mm-hmm.
That's not reality.
That is not
We're living in a real world. We're not living in a fantasy world.
right. Right.
And we need to realize
Mm.
that each one of us is present
Mm-hmm.
on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And we as people
Mm-hmm.
need to recognize each other.
Right. 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 And hold everybody to value.
Right?
because everybody is valuable, you know?
Yeah.
And if they don't ever have a stance or a chance to operate in their value, then you walk around with purposeless people,
Right.
you know?
Right.
You know, so if you think about, you know, has everybody really, you can't be operating in your gifts or in your callings when you're never even given an opportunity to operate in that facet. If you're never even approached to learn anything new, to explore anything that's creative with your idealism, with your thinking, and you're never being brought this attention, then how do you figure out your purpose as a young person, as an older person? Because you know what, we got a lot of people that are out here that are homeless in the streets right now because they're operating and it looks like it's purposeless, but they don't really even understand.
But God gave us all a purpose.
That's right.
He gave us all a purpose.
That's
and
right.
What we do with that purpose is up to us.
Right.
And I think I have been lacking in doing what my purpose was as far as my art is concerned.
Yeah.
Because I was not pushing myself. I was waiting for someone else to pick me up and say, here's your gift right here, Miss Marilyn D. Cleveland. But as being who I am, I had to lift myself up. I had to lift myself
That's saying a
up
whole lot.
because I was waiting for someone else
To come along.
to come along and lift me up. Not to help me to get up, but lift me up, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, and you see that a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like that's a good or a bad thing
It's-
because one thing is it's about your journey.
Right.
And if you don't understand that this is a forever journey, you
Until.
are forever on a journey.
Until.
Exactly.
Until.
That's it. But if you never realize, you know what, I'm gonna try something different today. We were just talking about that. Like, if you've never been given an opportunity to do anything different or see anything different, then how can you expand your horizon?
Right.
How can you grow from that? You know, if you've never been, like I was telling somebody, we had met with some Millikan professors, and Alita and myself and Devon Joyner. We had all met last week, right? Heather Calumet, Sandra Brown, we had all met together. And I told them, you know what? I used to walk through Millikan campus as a child. And I would walk from one side, we lived out west, and I would walk from the west to the south, right? But I'd walk across that campus, 8, 9, 10 years old, 11 years old. And I was like, ooh, college, you know, I want to go to college. But never thinking that it was ever attainable.
Yeah.
Never thought it was
And
attainable.
there's so many colleges and so many opportunities
Right.
for learning
Right.
but our children, some of them would rather pick up a gun and shoot you dead rather than to go into that building and learn why you shouldn't take a life.
Exactly.
Why you should aspire for something different,
Right,
something
right.
higher,
Right.
and learn how to feel. Because a lot of our children nowadays, they don't know how to feel.
Right.
You know, I've run across so many young people and adults. They don't even know how to hug you.
I know. I know.
They
I know.
don't know how to hug you.
Yeah.
So, and I tell them, no, don't hug me like that. Hug me like you hug me.
Like you mean it.
You mean, you know, put your head on my
Right,
shoulder
right.
and hug me, and I'll put my
But if you've
head
never
on your
had that
shoulder.
at home,
That's right.
if you've never had that at home, if you've never had a, you know, and man, that's so true though. That is so true.
But you know, I had to teach my mother and my father and my biological father how to say I love you, how
Wow.
to hug you,
Wow.
how to be in your present, how to understand that I'm their daughter. Let me know that you love me. Love is an action word.
It is. It most definitely is. Oh, it most definitely is.
Yeah, I'm talking a lot.
No, you're not, Miss Valley. You good. We got 3 minutes left on this show for today. But I thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This was Miss Marilyn Miss Marilyn D. Cleveland.
Get out of here. That's what I tell people. Don't shorten my name. Some people call me Marilyn. They write it down on paper.
I already know Miss Marilyn.
Right.
I already know.
Yeah.
I know the
Right.
respect.
Right.
I give it.
Yeah, you did. I'm Marilyn D. Cleveland. I'm not
So,
Marilyn Cleveland.
right. I give the respect where it's due.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Thank you so much. But I thank you all for tuning in to us this afternoon. Andre was here, my little brother, Andre Light. I'm D Light. Leah's over there in the corner. Say goodbye, Leah. But thanks so much once again for tuning in, everybody. I hope you have a blessed and prosperous evening tonight. Get out there this weekend and be safe, everybody. And I will talk to you again next week. And this was D Light, or Afternoons with D Light. Thanks so much once again, everybody.
No, you're a great girl. I wish I could do that. You know how that table, I don't lie. That table intimidates me. Yeah,
Oh.
it intimidates me. But anyway, like I said, when you call, I probably didn't recognize your number.
Really?
Because I get so many those spam calls.
Oh, trust me, I understand.
Thanks for everybody sitting here. I'm going over there to the post office.
Miss Marilyn, you like,
You know,
she done pulled me in.
You know, I was acting like I didn't want to come in here, but I did.
There ain't nothing wrong with it, Miss Marilyn. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Listen, I put you on all the time. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks so much.